Hello everyone, my name is SOH CHI SHAN. Today I'm going to talk about the Coca-Cola Company. The Coca-Cola Company is an integrated beverage company with products sold in more than 200 countries and territories. The Coca-Cola Company is an American multinational beverage company founded in 1892 that manufactures, sells, and markets the product of soft drink, including beverage, concentrates, and syrup, as well as alcoholic beverage. This is the organization overview, and this is the company's core values. After barely introducing the Coca-Cola Company, I would like to describe their corporate social responsibility by using Carroll's pyramid. As you can see from the picture, the very bottom of the pyramid represents economic responsibilities. It's about producing goods and services that society needs and profiting from them. For sure, I believe that Coca-Cola Company has successfully done this and profited from it to run the business. The second layer is the legal responsibilities, which are the enterprises should obey the laws and regulations. A real-life example is shown when the Coca-Cola Company lost the trust of Indian consumers. This is because of the damage to the brand image caused by the lengthy legal process of the Indian government. According to the New York Times in 2005, 10 American universities stopped selling Coca-Cola beverage in their campus facilities after the conflict happened in India. The third layer represents ethical responsibilities. In order to fulfill its ethical responsibility, Coca-Cola has implemented some initiatives to enhance its reputation. For example, following the environmental conflict in India, Coca-Cola became a member of the CEO Water Mandate and partnered with the Worldwide Fund for Nature in 2007 to address the company's water issue and controls. Last but not least, the top of the pyramid is pointing to philanthropic responsibility. Coca-Cola Company has developed a corporate social responsibility policy based on the concept of live life positively, which includes 7 core areas. Based on the theoretical framework of Carroll's pyramid previously, I had done a criticized Carroll's pyramid based on my opinion too. I intentionally put legal responsibility at the very bottom layer because I think that doing something legally is the most important thing in running a business. It is about a legal duty of the company to comply with the minimum rules that have been established. The relevant authorities determine how fairly an organization should conduct its business in different countries as defined by national, regional, and local legislators. Therefore, I think that legal responsibility must be the first step in all business development as it can prevent some criminals from exploiting legal loopholes to obtain benefit. In the second layer, I put profitability, which is also meaning to economic responsibilities. There is no doubt that a company's shareholders would expect and demand a fair return on their investment. Their employees expect work to be done safely and fairly, and customers expect quality products at fair prices. And if these goals are to be achieved, a stable source of income must be the base of the pyramid, which represents profitability. For the third layer, I think it is better to put philanthropic responsibility. It's because philanthropy is not a literary responsibility, but society expectation that businesses can engage in activities that contribute to society. To do so, business can create a good impression on the public, increasing the company's image and loyal customers. Businesses can also use different types of philanthropy such as gift, donation, volunteer work, community development, and all other discretionary distribution to a community. For Carroll's pyramid, I rearranged the top layer into ethical responsibilities. Taking ethical responsibility means that an organization accepts activities, standards, and practices that are not necessarily documented but are nonetheless expected. The distinction between legal and moral expectation can be difficult to determine because each person may have different standards of moral responsibility. This is undoubtedly a difficult challenge for the organization because it must try its best to fulfill the moral and social responsibility that everyone expects from the company. Therefore, I put the ethical responsibility should be less focused, which are at the top of Carroll's pyramid. Next, I'm going to show you some of the examples that Coca-Cola has done under the ESG standard. First, governance. Based on the research, fighting climate change and eliminating plastic waste are two of the Coca-Cola Company's top ESG environmental priorities. Therefore, Coca-Cola has conducted a project in order to recycle and reduce plastic named World Without Waste. As a piece of evidence, there is a report noting that Coca-Cola sent a letter encouraging U.S. Chambers of Commerce to embrace the principles of Business Roundtable and climate change policy. Next, the social aspect. Social criteria will look at how the companies track people, etc. Last, governance. Coca-Cola did a lot of donation, and one of the examples is supplying the Coca-Cola Foundation to society. Coca-Cola Foundation is an independent philanthropic arm of the Coca-Cola Company dedicated to implementing charitable giving strategies that make a difference in communities around the world. In 2021, the Coca-Cola Foundation donated around $100 million to approximately 250 organizations around the world and donated more than $7 million in funding for natural disaster preparedness and relief and other humanitarian assistance efforts. Besides, there are some issues faced by Coca-Cola companies, and I would like to discuss them under 4 areas. First will be governance. In 2021, Coca-Cola announced its first plant-based plastic products, and the non-governmental organization, which is NGO, was going to sue for this because they think that Coca-Cola is greenwashing their company image. There is an article talking about that while the majority of the company's plastic packaging will come from recycled material, some virgin material will obviously still be needed to maintain packaging quality. And some more, base plastic are identical to plastic that already exists with the same molecular structure. Plant-based plastic pose all these problems as plastics. That's the reason why NGO will sue Coca-Cola company, as they think that if continue using plant-based plastic, keep making more plastic. Next, worker issue. There is a news from 2019 reported that Coca-Cola is continuing to violate the rights of workers throughout the world. The Coca-Cola company's worker rights violations happening around the world, including the nation of Haiti, Ireland, Philippines, and the United States. Community issue. In 2010, the Coca-Cola company was hit by a pollution claim in India. The state community said that the Palakkad bottling factory, which closed in 2005, polluted groundwater and dumped solid waste, causing damage to the local environment. Lastly, environmental issue. There is another report from November this year wrote that Coca-Cola had increased plastic packaging use by 8.8% in 1 year time. So according to the issue that I presented just now, there are some recommendations that I would like to give by benchmarking Coca-Cola company against different B Corp. The first B Corp company that I would like to introduce is Patagonia Works. Patagonia ran an advertisement on Black Friday telling buyers to not buy this jacket, with a message asking people to only buy what they need. In the advertisement, they disclosed the environmental cost of producing the jacket, although the ads were not as successful as they told consumers to do because the campaign resulted in more sales. They were successful in spreading awareness and educating people. Patagonia is one of those B Corp companies that does not greenwash their product or company image. Therefore, it is essential for Coca-Cola company to example it for overcoming the governance issue. The second B Corp company I'm going to present is KH Distributor, which is fast, natural, and organic wholesale food distributor. KH's employees come from unusual demographic backgrounds. Despite the political difference, KH employees seem happy because the company has a high employee retention rate, with employees typically staying on for 5 years. The next B Corp will show us a great example of giving back to the community. The company's success in positioning itself as a restaurant chain that employs women ranks as the third most reputed company, which is the Crispy Wine Waffles Colombia. Lastly, Apple's company can be a great example for Coca-Cola company in doing something good for the environment. Last year, Apple donated around 200 tons of plant-based product, in addition to rescuing products that can no longer be sold due to incorrect labeling. In the conclusion, Coca-Cola should follow the example of B Corp companies to strengthen in some areas. By improving ESG performance and taking on more corporate social responsibility, the Coca-Cola company actually can also move forward to more sustainable business. That's all from me. Thank you.